evening and welcome to Neat and Not by the Sea Flosstube video. This is episode number 7 and it is the 18th of May 2021. I'm Victoria.
I'm Catherine. And we're coming from Port Chalmers.
And we're coming to you from Port Chalmers. Sorry,
New
it's
Zealand.
late and we've had a busy day.
It's Tuesday, we're exhausted.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed with you. You know the date.
Oh,
It's brilliant.
I did a lot of form filling today, so I'm sure I put 2020 on a lot of the forms as well, but you know, who really checks?
That's right. So we're back.
We are back. So thank you for everyone who's been watching our videos and for commenting. It's really fun to read all your comments.
It is.
It is, yeah. Someone was in our comment stream was talking about book buses in the week
Oh, that's
in the
right.
comment. And I have some great memories about book buses when I was a kid. We used to go down on a Friday night and afterwards we'd get the biggest chocolate covered ice cream afterwards. It was our Friday night treat.
Nice. So which stop was that?
That was in Andy Bay. That's
Great.
like the fish chip shop.
Cool.
Or the dairy as it was then.
Yeah, because it goes, so here where we are in Dunedin, I am actually not sure how good the libraries are all over New Zealand. I always think they're amazing because the Dunedin Public Library Service is amazing. So I think the whole of New Zealand's like that. It might not be, but we're very lucky here because we do have book buses. I think there are 2 book buses from memory when I used to work at the public library. And they go not just to sort of more of the rural areas, but they also go to other stops just around the
just
city.
in the city, just out in the residential community.
Yes, and
That's great.
And some schools, I think some primary schools might not have an amazing school library, so they rely on the public library system to kind of top up their books for the kids. So the kids would be taken out of school at book bus time.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So in some places that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
But the most exciting thing that's happened in the last 2 weeks, so we're not sure.
You talk.
Okay.
You talk, because I forgot to make myself a drink. I offered you a drink and I forgot about me.
Catherine and I aren't shoppers, but she just clicked the camera. We're going to get
Sorry.
comments on that, Catherine.
Sorry.
We were in Stitch Witches, which is the new store that's open in Dunedin. I was buying some beautiful threads. Look at them there, they're gorgeous. But we got recognised by people that we don't know from the YouTube video. So we got recognised by Juliet. So hello, Juliet. We told you we'd give you a shout out.
Oh, hang on, I've got to come and say hello.
Oh, Catherine's
This was
coming.
exciting for me too.
It is very exciting. So if you do see us and recognise us, come say hi. We were a bit shell shocked that someone recognised us, but gave us
yes.
such a rush.
If you want to have the awkward greeting situation going, say hello.
Yeah.
I think we did okay.
I think we did. Yeah, we may have rescued it or not. Who knows?
We were surprised. We weren't really expecting it, although it is Dunedin.
Yeah.
Which is in New Zealand, which is 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
For people, so it
Yeah,
it
but this
makes
is
sense.
global. Hello, Globe.
Yeah, but Global didn't come and say hello to us.
No, they didn't. Well, you know,
But we were very touched and a bit giddy
we were.
for quite a bit.
Yeah, it was just as well we'd done the shopping before we were just leaving the shop. So
So we said, yeah, hello Juliet, we hope we have your name right, because of course I was super wise and I was like, let me write it down because we're bound to forget, and then I wasn't sure if it was Juliet or not, so we hope it was.
yeah,
And we
if
hope
not-
you found what you wanted in the
Hello.
shop.
Oh,
So I wanted to talk about something.
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to say one thing.
this
and
was quite a surprise when she told me she wanted to talk about
I
this
don't
tonight,
wanna-
but I
I-
fully support it.
I don't want to talk about it. I just want to say, let's see how many people we lose from our subscriptions. I just want to say perimenopause. That's all I want to say. I'm tired. I didn't go to work today. I'm tired. I'm actually tired of being tired.
Oh, yeah, I understand that one.
But I think people don't talk about it enough. And you know, I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm doing okay, but I'm knackered. I am knackered. I spent the day in bed today. So
Oh, bless.
there you go. We can now move on.
I thought you were going to get much more graphic than that.
No,
so.
I can be a grown-up. I can be all polite. I have cried a couple of times though,
Aw.
unexpectedly at what my body decides was emotional comments about things. So anyway,
Oh,
so that's that. But we do have some other adventures that we've had this week.
yes, so it was Catherine and mine.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, are we talking about one other
Yeah, as long as
adventures?
you're not blaming me here. Be careful, she's not blaming me here.
No, I wasn't. It was so we try and get together once a month, even though we seem to get together at least twice a week at the moment.
Yay!
once a month officially, where we dedicate the day or half a day to stitching or going out to get supplies for our craft. Hence we were at the shop.
And coffee and cake.
And coffee and cake. It was great. But originally the intent of that day was not to go shopping, and it was to come to my house and we were going to knock out some frames and get my some of my completed stuff framed. So we have got completed stuff.
Woo woo!
But instead of being fresh and bright-eyed, it was the end of the day, like 4 o'clock.
We did shopping, then we did coffee and cake, then we did framing.
Yeah, and it was not the right order. I got a little bit rip, shit and bust with it.
Actually,
which is unlike me.
I love that because I'm so easy-ozy about all the crafts. It's like wonky is the way forward for me.
Yeah.
And you're so precise.
Yeah.
She was not precise with the framing. She was like hacking away.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah, don't decide that cutting off the linen is the way to go. Always just keep the linen, people.
Also, I'm not sure you have proper fabric scissors,
No,
Victoria.
I was hacking them with my kitchen scissors.
This was very distressing.
It was very traumatic for Catherine to see
I'm
me
a
in this
hormonal
mode.
woman. You can't do that in front of me.
But I've come out with 3 framed finished works. I broke the glass for my big,
That was such a shame.
Beatrix Potter alphabet, but my mum is very kindly taking that to the glaziers to get more
Again?
glass cut.
She's like your messages person.
She is my messages person. No, my mum's great. She only works 3 days a week, so she's got the time during the week to call into these places that are only open during the week. So.
Did you get your parcel?
Yes, I did.
Yay.
Which I am very grateful for. So I will show you.
So we're now into FFOs.
Oh yeah, FFOs, which are fully finished objects,
Yes.
or finally finished objects, or anything finished objects. Whichever way you... Oh, look at that. There's a ring of power there.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so this is the bumblebee that I did for my brother's birthday. That was in April. And,
Of course.
it looks like there's a bubble in the fabric. There's not. It's actually all right.
If he watches this, he's going to be delighted that he's going to be getting it soon.
Yeah, he will be delighted. I'm sure he watches it. So this frame is just a $10 frame from Briscoe's, which is just a shop that sells kitchen appliances
Everything.
and everything, bits and pieces. So I'm super happy with that one. The Wizzy Was one is the one that we got a little bit rip, shit and bust with, and now I notice
When she says we,
Catherine was fully enabling,
I was
would
in
say.
the room. I was in the room.
Fully enabling.
I was in the room.
And I did reframe it on the Sunday. I took it out and I measured things, and but look, there's a couple of bubbles under the fabric, so I have to open it up again. It's just
Yeah.
tacked onto the backboard.
I've messaged my friend who's an artist who has learned how to do proper framing.
Yeah.
For tips. So hopefully she'll come to our rescue.
Yeah. So
All
again,
will be
that was
well.
just a frame from Briscoe's. What I've done is I mounted it on a bit of foam board.
Do you want me to take this so that you
You can
can
take that. Yep. Let's not break any
Let's
more
not
glass.
break anymore.
This is just foam board, so none of this is proper framing stuff. This is just cheap stuff from the $2 shop. So it's on proper foam board where it's just tacked down in the corners to hold it down, because I stupidly cut off the spear edge that I should have wrapped over the foam board. But when we were framing on Saturday, I didn't have the foam board. I went out and got it on Sunday morning. So that's that one.
I mean, the thing is, even if you just hung it like this, it would look good because people don't look that carefully. But you,
I see it.
yeah, because we did a job, and then I left. I came to my house, but Victoria was at it again, so
Yeah.
she can't let it go.
No.
You're going to go back and
I'll be opening that up again.
You're going to do it
I
until you're happy.
This only just happened, bringing it over here. I must have had it upside down in the, or face down in the car.
That's right. So when you fix it, just hang it up straight. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's going away, isn't it?
It's going away. So this is going to be my niece's birthday present. So,
Yeah.
and again, the frame is not particularly the colour I would have chosen. If I was more organised, I might have got some green spray paint and spray painted it green. But you know,
It
time
looks nice.
time is ticking. But it was the mounting and the frame altogether. I think it was about $30 again from Briscoe's. Perfect size.
Yeah. I will move this to a safe place.
Yeah. Now this is my big Harry Potter sampler that I finished doing these Flosstubes. This is a frame I got from second-hand shop in Oamaru called Arthur's. Got the
Beautiful
glass
shop.
cut. I've made the mounting out of,
I've got it.
it's just blue paper. Cross between paper and card, it's a bit thicker. That's why it probably looks a little bit,
It doesn't.
it is a little bit off on the things, but there were rulers involved, and it's as good as it's going to be.
I don't think it does. I think it looks really good.
So I'm quite happy with that. Now that one I did properly, and I've wrapped around the foam board and put the pins down the edges. So there's plenty of room, and then it's all just taped into the back.
Nice. I like that you've chosen a bright colour, because this is kind of a funky
Yeah.
thing, and actually it goes well with my favourite floss in this, which is that beautiful blue.
It's not a great colour match. I wanted to match that blue, but it was a case of I don't want to pay $15 for a piece of paper if this isn't going to work, where they had this blue in the $2 shop.
Yeah.
And it's cheap.
Yeah, but we might still do that framing course that we talked about to actually improve from this.
Very easy to open up and reframe or remount if I'm ever so inclined.
The frame is beautiful.
The frame is lovely.
You can keep changing it, you know, and this will last another 50 years.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. And this is yours, isn't it?
This is mine. That's going to hang in my house.
Hanging hardware.
Yep.
Should I put it this way?
You can put it that way. That would be awesome. So that was my big adventure for the weekend. Yeah, and I think I'll have to open up that Wizzy Was one again and give it another go. But
every time you do something, you learn some more, don't you?
Exactly.
My hair's funny.
But I don't know. I'm very tempted to get some of the bigger ones I've got coming up professionally framed, because there really is no.
Let's wait to see what my friend Kiri says.
Yes. Okay.
Because I have good tools, and she has knowledge, and she might go, oh, well, she might have advice.
Yes.
But
Excellent.
you know, it does give you a new sort of respect for actual
framers,
people with actual knowledge.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just so expensive. Anyway, that was.
So
really
those are
well
my
done.
FFOs.
Yes.
Three down, about 7 to go, or 70 to go.
Yes, that was really good though.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. Great.
What about you? Have you got any FFOs?
No, nothing finished. I don't think.
What about just FOs, finished objects?
No. No.
No, not today.
No, I don't. Everything is going to take a little bit longer to complete.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Bigger they get.
That's
I've
okay.
got one finished object. I finished the Joyful World March. I'll stand up.
I'll do it.
You can do it. Excellent. I love it when Kate does the standing bit.
I'll be the assistant.
So that's 1/1 on who knows what. I think it's 32 count cream, and it's cute.
It's very pretty.
It was quite a fun wee stitch, that one.
We had Kim from cataloguing her stitches saying that she was behind on this as well.
Yeah.
It looks very pretty. I really like how it just looks printed with a 1/1.
But I see in the next pattern they've got because of course it's supposed to be done 2/2 with 2 threads, and I see they've got mixed colours the next one, so I'm gonna have to work out how I'll do that.
Like break the rules.
No, I'll still mix it somehow. I was thinking I'd do for example, if it's purple and green, do purple, green, and then purple thread over the green one, and then green thread over the purple.
Oh yeah.
Look at me, I'm ear stitching.
Yes. You got all the moves.
I got all the moves.
Very pretty.
Excellent. But that's all I've got for finished objects. What about whips? You've got to have some whips.
I've got tons of whips. And of course, sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. Then I decided I just needed to focus on other things other than cross stitch, because I'm a multi-crafter. So, right, what have I got stitch-wise? I've made quite a bit of progress actually. I'm quite happy with how things are going. I don't think I made progress on that, so I don't have to show it. I made huge progress on the Friendship Tree by Shakespeare's Peddler.
Love Friendship.
I really love this. Even hubby said he liked it when I forced him to look. This is so pretty, and I love the fact that the greens are different. Haha. I was very proudly telling Victoria that I'm using whatever colour I feel like using, not even looking really to match necessarily, but even with that I've run out of this red, so I've got some more reds to go here. There'll be different reds, but that's okay. But I really like it.
I don't know if you can tell, but the red is the one that you've run out of is gorgeous.
Yeah, I've no idea what number it is.
Absolutely
It's
gorgeous.
it's almost a burgundy. It's very pretty. But what I also really like with because I've had a break from cross stitching for a few years, I really like that I'm coming at it with different eyes.
Yeah.
And every time I use a pattern, I learned something about designing and about why they placed colors in a particular way. It's really interesting. I'm sure you're doing the same, but I find it really interesting to notice those things. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without the fudging, but you can't tell. Loads of fudging. I was not going to undo this because I actually don't like this linen. It's I mean, it's a lovely linen, but it's a 46 count Bergen. Anyway, it's just too close together, and you won't be able to see anything. But it's really hard to put your needle in the little hole.
So it's not so much that you don't like the linen, you don't like the count.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about that actually, because I've heard people say that sometimes they'll have same count from different brands and they're actually very different.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not discounting 46, but I am discounting this 46 for future projects. Although I'm cheap, so of course I'm going to use the rest on something else. But yeah, I mean, this is why I bought these little bits of linen to figure out if I like them or not.
Excellent.
So I do a bit of that, but I might do 2 hours and then I move on.
Yeah.
Because of the count. So I've done that. Do you want to do one turnabout?
I'll do one. Okay. Yep. I have been working on my Linen and Threads 2017 mystery sampler. The one I'm doing for Mum.
Your Mum didn't comment.
No, I'm not sure.
But
I think Mum may have stopped watching. If not, hi Mum.
But she didn't comment. But
No.
you still picked it up again.
So I have done the row there and I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a checkerboard pattern below. So we're working our way through it. This one I've decided to do, I'm going to try and do 25 minutes a night on this one because it's
You're doing 25/7?
is that what it's called?
I don't know,
couldn't
but
remember.
it's so cute. It sounds a bit like that.
Yeah. Simply because this one, it's quite intense to stitch.
Taxing on your eyes and your
And
hand.
I've found that since I've moved on from 1/1 to the 2/2s,
2/2s are easier.
2/2s are way easier and way quicker. So I thought to get through this one, because it's quite a large cross stitch, I'm going to try and do 25 minutes.
That's a really good, because it's about, it doesn't matter, even if you did 5 minutes a day, actually, it's amazing how much difference that makes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm very much a case of once I've got the needle threaded and I'm going, it's fine. But sometimes it's just getting over that mental,
Yeah.
that mental block.
And we did think, we came, I don't know if we came across it or we talked about it. I know that this is something that you can do in quilting, in hand quilting, that if you thread many needles, it means that you never have to stop to rethread, and it kind of keeps things going. But the number of needles that I need to do that, they're out of them in Stitch Witches. And I don't want to go to another shop, so I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah. I don't have a great history with having lots of needles because I keep losing. I do a lot of cross stitching in my bed because I'm lazy, and you know it's my favourite place to be.
Yeah.
It's warm.
It's the
During
best.
COVID, I took the TV into my bedroom, which I swore I'd never do, but it hasn't come out again. So you know, I do a lot of stitching, and I've lost a couple of needles in my bed somewhere, and I wake up in the morning and I've got these scratches all over my legs where I've obviously run my leg over at night.
Although tapestry's smoother, it's like
True.
more rounded.
I use, I don't know what set of needle, it's a very sharp one for that because
yes.
I'm going through tiny holes, and then when you've got 4 strands of thread going through a tiny hole.
Yeah, but 25 minutes per day, 25/7.
Yeah, I thought, well, that's going to be a way to get through it without having to dedicate a whole weekend day to it.
Yes, great. Okay, so I have been doing a bit of work on this, which is my Linen and Threads. Is it Linen and Threads?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's the Linen and Threads mystery sampler for 2020, but of course not a mystery anymore. And I'm using DMC for this one, and the fabric is, can I see, Edinburgh 35 count. So this is a Zweigart base, because it's got that little orange, as everybody tells us.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently. So which way up? So I've done quite a bit. So I started here, and I've, oh, hang on, I've got to extend this. How did I even
You've turned
fold it?
over the piece of fabric. Nice.
Yes. So
Wow.
I came and I did this today. And I would like to say fudging. There was fudging. But it was actually quite an interesting little, I mean, I'm not even going to be able to show you where I've done it, but there was Things didn't quite match this side to that side, but it was quite a fun little exercise to try and make them visually match, even if they didn't exactly match. So I enjoyed that. And of course it doesn't matter if you've moved it one stitch over too many or whatever, because any gaps, if you don't like the visual of a gap, you can fill it in with initials, because that's the idea of this
Excellent.
this stitch. So I'm really enjoying this. So this is DMC.
You should just put random initials on it, so in future
106.
generations, when people are, dissecting your cross stitch, they're trying to work out.
It's already bad enough with my family, because with my mum being Scottish, living in Peru, we know the family in the UK, but we weren't close to them, unfortunately. My sisters were, because they went to live in the UK when they were 16. Two of my sisters. So I would like to know what my family's initials. So, in fact, speaking of families, I'm changing the subject.
Okay. Everyone loves our random tangents, so.
Well, I really enjoyed, because I cried twice. It was all homesickness crying, but random, like no need. I was watching a stitchy live, I don't know what you call them, like live stitching, I don't know, between Yanni Stitcher and a guy from Argentina called Manu. But they were doing it in Spanish, so if you're an English speaker, you wouldn't have come across it. But it was really interesting, because we were talking about the differences between English-speaking stitches and Latin stitches. And they were saying that they felt that Latin stitches were more open to the idea of changing things.
Okay.
That the English stitches, they felt were more rigid. They would be more like, you have to follow the rules.
Yep.
You get the colors that you get. But they went on to say that partly they think that is because if you're in Latin America, you don't necessarily have access to the fabrics and the colors and the threads. So it's already a given that you're going to change things. So from there to like, whatevs. So it was a really interesting question. It made me feel less alone.
Aww.
But it was really interesting, because Yanni has lots of friends in America, for sure, because she does English and Spanish.
No, I say a lot of people change things up or alter things. I was watching, was it Michelle Bendy Stitcher, and she's doing a sampler at the moment that she's turning into an Indiana Jones
Oh, that's right!
sort of themed sampler, and I thought that was awesome.
Yes, with a little man.
Yeah. I like the idea of the whip along the top
Yeah.
and the snakes down the side.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I mean, lots of people do, but
Yeah, but I can see how that would rise out of necessity.
Yeah, but I also think, what else? Rules? Schmools.
Yeah. Rules, schmills. No, I follow the rules.
Uh,
Right, I'll do one.
you do one, yeah?
So this is my filigram uppercase ABC Art Nouveau. Oh, that's the back.
What's it called? Filigram?
Filigram? F-I-L-I-G-R-A-M. I am loving this. This is my fun one at the moment. See, I've got I can't remember how much I'd done last time, but I know I've worked on this a lot. And it's getting there. So at the bottom here, that's as far down as it goes, more or less, maybe another 2 or 3 stitches. Then I'll trim off the fabric.
Yes.
And it should go across most of this page, and it's so beautiful. I'm loving the gradations in the threads. It's just lovely. I'm loving the red especially, which is, woo! It's the Gentle Art Raspberry Parfait.
Nice.
Oh, and just so you can see what it's going to look like all at the end. If anyone's interested, I'd highly recommend this. It's just been a lovely stitch so far.
You said it's quite relaxing as well.
Quite relaxing.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you do that when? You're not bothered about when you pick it up?
No, this is one that I have to make myself do other ones. So nothing else gets too far behind.
Okay. Yes.
Really enjoying this one at the moment.
But you've got a little bit less pressure because you finished the Wizzy Was.
Have finished Wizzy Was.
Is that the name of it, or is that what you call it?
Oh, it's called The Wizard of Oz, and the actual cross stitch is called The Emerald City. But my niece loves it, and we've always just called it Wizzy Was, so okay. I don't know why.
So it wasn't my lack of pop culture, though.
No,
so every time you say Wizzy Was, I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, there it is. Right, okay, so the other one that I've been working on, let's all say together, fudging.
Working on backwards or upside down. Or...
So there was a wee adventure that we had with this one. So this is my, I haven't written it in again.
It's all right. It's your red alphabet from the book that I will put across the bottom.
Jean Greenhoff.
Yeah.
Greenhoff, I think. I'm loving this. So, as I've mentioned before, maybe, I can't remember, I'm going to make this into a Spanish language alphabet. So it's going to have an ñ, which is like an N, but it has a little wiggly worm on top of it. So when people in English say pina colada, it's not pina colada at all. It's piña colada, which has an ñ with a little piña.
Piña.
Piña. Like piñata. So very important letter. So I had to move things around. So there was supposed to be a circle sort of motif between the Z and the crown, which looks like something else. I'm not going to say it, but it really does look like something else to me. I can't see. So I made room for that, and then, you know, I've had to move things around, and of course, what I really want to do is I just want to go up one side to be able to trim this fabric, because it's quite a big piece of fabric and it's a bit annoying. But I can't do that because I'm moving the alphabet around, so I don't know where I have to do the next one. So I just have to be patient. So I'm enjoying this. I'm loving this, actually. I'm a bit hoarse today. I can't project my voice. Anyway, the funny story was, last time we recorded at Victoria's, I took my project. I think I took the correct red, which, remember, I talked about how I didn't think I had enough of that red, but it didn't matter because I would just move on to another red because it would be lovely anyway, who cares? Anyway, I came home and I thought, oh, I'll just work on this because this is my I Can't Resist project.
Yep.
I couldn't find my red. I was like, Victoria, can you please look in your house? So Victoria, bless her, just looking everywhere.
Pulled my house to bits. No, I didn't pull it to bits. But, you know, I've got 2 cats, and so I was checking under sofas, and I checked underneath, went right down the other end of my house and checked under the bath to make sure they hadn't been batting things around. And...
because I take my big market back. Anyway, we never found the red.
It's missing. If you find it,
it's missing an action. If you find it, we'll just have a laugh about it. Can you tell the difference? Because there is a change of colour between this symbol and this. So this and this and this and onwards is this colour, which is what I had to use. And this is a different colour. And of course, this all happened at night time when I was already in bed. So I did get up and I had a look around, and I couldn't find it. And I couldn't really tell if there was a difference. At night I was like, maybe this is the colour. Maybe I made it up in my head. Maybe I thought I had to, but I never did. So anyway, then I sent Victoria what I thought was a lovely message. Thanking her for a lovely afternoon at her house, but saying, I was charmed by this. I'm so charmed by it because I feel like a Victorian.
It's lovely. It's just, I love that you can. Well, I can tell the difference.
You can, but I love the fact that it's got
gorgeous.
2 colours.
Yeah,
I think that's really cute. It's
like
like
that.
You know, my dye lot ran out and we had to, I don't know.
Yeah.
We didn't go to the village to get thread
It's
for
what
the rest
it
of the
is.
year.
And now this cross stitch has a great story about how
It
we got
has.
lost doing a Flosstube video.
That's right. And maybe when Victoria moves house in 23 years, it'll be like,
I found it.
It's
Oh,
a very pretty red, Catherine. And actually, this is a better red. The new one is a better red because you were right. You said this was a bit orangey.
I did.
It is a little bit orangey, but that's okay. I'm kind of thinking that I need to rock the world and do a turquoise alphabet or
Why
something
don't you
like
just
that.
randomly pick one letter out and do it in a different colour?
Then it would look Scottish. But no, I'm just going to do red.
Scottish.
Because in Scottish samplers, they do lots of colours.
Even
In
if
the
you just did
alphabets.
one letter.
No, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to.
Sorry, I'm full of great ideas, but I'd never do it on my own because, you know, patterns.
Yeah, that's right. rules, people. Anyway, I'm really delighted with this. So I'm just going to carry on. And hopefully soon I'll be able to cut my fabric.
It's gorgeous.
It's a little bit annoying to have all of that. Do you have another one?
I have one more.
Go on.
So this is my Autumn Quaker by Rosewood Manor, using the prescribed threads, which are Valdani? How do you pronounce that?
Valdani.
Valdani. And this one I thought I'd be, you know, all over, but I've decided that I don't like ones where I have to change colour constantly. But it is coming along and it does look stunning. I'm not sure if this light's doing the colours the best justice.
It is looking very pretty.
It's very nice. And I love how the threads, you can't tell it, but the top of the acorns, I'm not sure if you can tell in the video, are all the same thread, but the colour goes from like a charcoal colour to like a warm brown colour, and it's just lovely. I'm enjoying that one too.
It's beautiful, and the colours, they're like the jewel equivalent of autumn.
Yes,
I think.
yes.
It's very rich.
Because I'm me, as you know, I've bought the other seasons. I'm also going to splurge and get the other threads as well.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it's a hobby.
Yeah.
You have a job.
Oh yeah.
These things can be done. Right, I don't think I've made any progress in my Whip It Good. No.
Nope.
So I don't have to show you this one. But I have made quite a bit of progress in on my New Zealand sampler that I'm making.
Oh, this is stunning.
Well, and if you are from New Zealand, please don't leave a message telling me that the flower's not quite right, because I like it. It's supposed to be the idea of a Kofi flower. So, just the view from here, you can't see anything. I have done all these Kofi flowers.
Had you done the branches in the last, the leaves on the branches?
I don't know, maybe not. So if we now have leaves, and this section that has the flower won't have little individual leaves, I've decided. So it's just the ones above that have the little leaves. But every one of those sections now has a Kofi flower. And you can't tell, but there are 3 different shades of yellow in each Kofi flower. And I did the design, for the first time I did the design online on the app first, and then I transposed it to the actual sampler. But then I decided that actually I wanted to change things as I was going along, so I've been toing and froing between the design system and my work. What else? I still have these 3. Will also have a Kofi flower, but it's going to be an angled one. So I still have to do that. And I've started designing the little library. So I'm embroidering Pukahiki library. It's on the peninsula. People in Dunedin will have gone past it, I'm sure. It's kind of at the top end of Portobello. It's very, very pretty. It's white and green. And it's a community library that does not belong to the public library system. So it's very cute. So I'm really loving this. And the nice thing about it is that you go around, like you go, okay, tonight I will do this. And so one night I did did you call them sepals?
I think that's what they were called. We had to look it up.
Yeah, we had to look it up. So the sepals, which is like the greeny brown bit at the top that the flower comes out of. One night I did all the branches, another night I did all the leaves. Sometimes I miscalculate, and so I don't go to sleep till midnight because, you know, I said I was going to do a certain thing, so that's not very good. But I'm loving this. And this I'm working on my Silvery Moons 36 count by number 12 Stitch Co, and I love it. And my threads are Molino Tren, so you could get those if you were in Peru. I think it's a Peruvian factory. It's a Peruvian brand. I don't even know if you can get that.
DMC though. I mean, you've got a real mixture going in on this.
I've got a couple of DMCs in the whole package of things that I plan to use. But mostly Molino Tren. Yeah. So I'm enjoying that. Very much. I'm really enjoying this. I'm a bit disappointed that I've got, that I didn't design the bird myself. But, you know, you learn as you go.
That was Quaker Crow.
Yeah, that was a Quaker Crow, which is such a beautiful design. So really enjoying that. But of course now I've got all the ideas, and now it's definitely autumn. It's very cold here. It was supposed to snow, and so now we're entering my knitting season, which I kind of I hadn't been knitting much. I kind of didn't feel like it. I was doing other things, but now that's gonna
You're gonna keep it,
right? Yep. So
I think that is it for our stitching.
Yes.
So plans.
I plan to sleep some. Oh, yes. no, that's in other things. I just want to complete some of the things. I would like to get, before that we film again, I would like to get the friendship little tree thing finished. Because it is a small project.
Yeah, that's achievable because you're not going to put the people in, are you?
No, I'm just going to put initials. So we'll see. I'm not putting pressure on myself. I'll see how I go. I knew we were filming and I decided that quilting was the order of the day, so I was doing that.
Excellent.
Yeah, so, but yeah, lots more making in all capacities.
Yes, excellent.
What about you?
So my plans are, I'm going to start the Snowflower Diaries April. Even though we're almost at the end of May, I'm going to get April underway. I've already bagged it up, so to speak. That's actually all the fabric for all the months. And there's my little hoop that I did with.
Is that, do they have recommended colours?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes, see, colours. Okay. So the colours in here are just the colours for April. Every time I start one, I put all the April colours back and then I pull out the next one.
I can imagine that you really enjoy that.
I really do.
What they call kitting up.
Kitting up, yes, I enjoy that. So I'm going to get that underway. As I said, I'm going to do 25/7 for the linen and thread mystery sampler, the blue one.
Maybe I should do that too.
I think it's good just to get projects that you feel that could possibly become a...
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think I did 4 hours. I mean, as well as quilting, I did 4 hours, I think, on my orange thing today.
Yeah.
My linen and threads. And it's so satisfying when you do 4 hours on anything. It doesn't happen very often because I do work. But
And what else do I want to do? I'll keep going with my Art Nouveau alphabet and I'll keep going with my Quaker Autumn. I've got a whole pile of these smaller sort of house ones that I bought when I had my big birthday splurge, and I'd like to get started on at least one of those. I'm just not finding, I want to get like a brownie toned fabric. I haven't found anything I particularly like.
Let's dye.
So we're going to dye.
Yes, let's make that our thing.
Okay, so we're going to dye. Because I did get a huge piece of some sort of linen, at when we went
Stitch Kitchen
a couple of weeks ago. So
the
I've got to wash it.
The only reason I'm not pushing the dyeing is because I can't cut any of my fabric yet.
True.
So that I want to dye the one that's with the alphabet, because that's kind of a creamy yellow that I might not use again.
Yeah, but I also want to start, and because I can now cut my Art Nouveau fabric, I think I'm going to do the Brenda Gervais pattern that I haven't pre-organised. Or maybe I'm not. Sorry people, usually I am.
She knows what she's doing. I'm just going to check my list of things.
No, that's not it. Oh, it might just be a treat for next time if I can't find it. No, that's it. I reckon this one here will look lovely on that silvery moon that I've done the alphabet on. So I'd quite like to get that Winter Rose Manor one started. And I think I possibly now have all of the threads since our shop.
Since our last bout.
Or if not, then I'm only missing 1 or 2, and if Stitch Witches don't have it, I'll just order them online.
So I'm just checking to see if I made notes for what else we had to add.
So those are my plans. I really want to get one of the wee housey ones that I've got underway, because I'd like to have 2 small ones and 2 or 3 big ones going at any one time. Just so I can keep stuff turning over, and I've got this 2-year bet that I've got to...
Oh, that's right. I've got to start choosing what I want to eat.
Ye of little faith.
Oh, the annoying thing is that you are going to do it.
I know I'm going to do it.
Darren, you got to keep... Did you write them all down?
It was all the ones that are... So, as you know, I started a journal.
Of course.
And when I...
Where's my journal? I bought a journal.
When I bought my journal, I printed off all the ones that I had at the time, and we decided it was just going to be those. There's quite a few in there. And my Springfield sampler, which this is a tiny little picture of, that one is a huge beast.
So I might be in with a chance.
Yeah, and I've got the other 3 of the Quaker seasons to do. And various other little bits and pieces.
She has enough to be getting on with. I guess you're concerned that you don't have enough to do.
Yep.
Oh, do we have a bank holiday, a stat day coming up?
No, I think we're...
June?
Oh,
Is there one in June?
Yeah, Queen's birthday in June.
Great. Beginning of June as well, isn't it?
Yeah, June the 6th, I think.
Yes,
or
great.
the week of.
Okay, cool. What were we talking about?
Plans. That might be it for cross-stitching. Unless you've got anything.
That is it for CrossStitch. I'm just going to continue with all my projects because I have like 8 things that I have to
For those
be getting
people
on
who
with.
are only interested in the cross-stitch portion of the video, I believe that has just come to a close.
Although we should say, if you are going to disappear, a plea. I really love watching videos, films that are about whatever, but just in the background, sort of looking cute, to have some craft element. Like, for example, forgotten instantly. So how to make an American quilt, although it has quilt in the title and stuff, and that was kind of a central theme. It was really a film about relationships, but there was quilting. So I really love films where the embroiderer, for example, is a French film, the Brodeuse, something like that. I'm not very good with French. Anyway, so if anybody has any films to recommend, it would be really great. Bright Star, I've just remembered. God. So that was about the poet Keats and his first love. But there is so much embroidery in that film. It's amazing. I have my own copy. It's great. I've actually just finished watching a Vietnamese film. It was great. We went to the library and Martin, my hubby, he was like, oh look, you can watch, no, because I saw the film. I was like, well, I'll get this. And he was like, oh great, you could watch this alone when I go out. No, he's not into art house films. But the film was called The Third Wife, which is set in the 19th century in Vietnam. And not a happy film, but very beautiful, very interesting. But also they had silk production in the background. So every so often you would see, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't use silk, but it was interesting. They had in the background, they had the, what do you call them, the cocoons. And then there was spinning going on. It was really interesting. So if you're interested in that sort of incidentals, it's called The Third Wife. Very beautiful film. Beautiful, but a bit a serious film.
Was it dubbed over or subtitled?
Subtitled. Which is why I watched it twice, because I really wasn't paying enough attention the first time. And the reason Martin doesn't want to watch these art house films with me is because I made him go and watch Spring, Summer, Autumn, Winter.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, so if there were 10 words in that entire film, there was a lot. And he was like, halfway through, he was like, you tricked me. And of course, I came out in raptures. I was like, oh my God, that was so beautiful. He was not impressed. So anyway, for this one, I watched it, but I was doing my quilt, which I will show you in a minute.
So wait, sorry, back that up. Were you quilting and reading subtitles at the same time?
Yes, but I hand quilt. Everything is hand done.
Do you have to look at it? Because I love a foreign film. But it's always an event because you've got to sit and read the screen essentially. So I never managed to do any crafting at the same time.
Oh yeah, no, but you're like, Vietnamese film, not a lot of dialogue.
Okay.
And this was Martin's complaint. It's a bit, there's just not a lot of dialogue. I've only seen 2. I've seen The Scent of Green Papaya, which is an amazing film, not a lot of dialogue, and Third Wife. And then it was a Korean film, Spring, Autumn, Summer, Winter. But anyway, that's why I watched it twice, because I watched it and I was only half watching. I was kind of sewing and looking up and sewing and looking up. So that was enough to read. But I did miss a couple of key things. So I knew I wanted to watch it twice because I just wanted to enjoy the music and enjoy the costume. It was, yeah.
Look at you watching all this cultured stuff.
I'm very cultured.
My last 2 weeks, I've been binge watching Bones. Which is one of those, if you don't know it, sort of murder a week sort of episode formula shows. I've
heard of it. I've heard of it.
It's great. Based on the Kathy Wright's books.
Okay, see, it doesn't even appeal to me. It was like,
brilliant.
I just want things to be pretty.
Aww.
No, I can watch hard stuff, but no, I haven't watched Bones. There must be, I mean, I do some pop culture stuff.
Yeah, you did ones that surprised me. What did you watch?
You were so shocked at me with Bridgerton.
I was like, oh.
When I said to Victoria, oh yes, because I read the whole series 7 years ago, she was like, you read stuff like that?
Yeah. Because I know Catherine and I often talk about, the I want to say the good period dramas, but the classic ones, your Pride and Prejudice, your Jane Austens, your Elizabeth.
North and South.
Oh, North and South.
Look back at me. Oh. Look back at me. Oh. We're all about the literature, but we're not really.
Yeah, no, he's a very handsome man.
I'm getting a hot flush now. This is too funny.
Yeah, so I was most surprised. Whereas I'll watch any old trash as well as the highbrow stuff, I like to think.
I think it's because of how I sound. People think I'm very proper.
Yeah.
I am very proper.
Yeah.
But I read stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There is not enough time. Like, I do think there is not enough time for all the things that you want to make, do, have, visit, read. So I have a pyramid of like priorities.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big fan of the audiobooks too. I will listen to audiobooks while I'm driving. I'll listen to audiobooks while I'm walking between meetings.
You've just reminded me of audiobook. I was going to say perimenopause, Georgette Hare. That gets you through. Like, if you're having family troubles or perimenopausal,
Yeah.
Georgette Hare.
Georgette Hare.
It's very cute. But anyway, no, I don't do bones. So there must be some pop culture I do. I'm sure there must be.
Did you do Gilmore Girls? Was I shocked? No, I didn't think so.
no.
I like Gilmore Girls, or I did when they were out.
I don't know, because I just there's only so much time.
Yeah.
And I just think no. I'm just not interested enough. I'm quite an old soul.
Oh.
Anyway.
Whereas I also listen to a lot of true crime or serial killer podcasts. I love a good murder.
Oh, yes. I said to Kim that I would ask you to mention 2 of your podcasts.
Oh, 2 ones that I like. I love Red Handed and I love All Killer No Filler.
See? She's young.
Great
I
ones.
put her on the spot. She remembered. Amazing. Yeah, amazing. So we've talked about the videos.
Yeah. See, this is how our videos end up being an hour long, is because we get distracted.
So films. So please recommend films with incidental embroidery or quilting or any sort of handcrafts in the background. Yeah. It's just fascinating to me when they
Well,
do
for
that
me,
sort of
if you've
thing.
got a really good murder.
Without slamming
Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, we're getting better at the video technicalities, but
yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to recommend any murder. I think I was feeling that the world was too hard, and I downloaded an audiobook about Myra Hindley. I did about a day of listening to that, and then I was like, I don't need this in my life. So I returned it. But anyway, so that was completely off topic. But now you can leave if you're not interested in it. Yeah, like that was related to cross stitch.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I like hearing about what people watch or listen to while they're stitching, because we're going into winter here, so it's dark by the time you get home.
Yes.
And you just want to curl up and listen or watch or.
And also with so Kim from cataloguing. Oh, is it cataloguing my stitches or her stitches? I'm not sure. But Kim from cataloguing something.
She's going to be so impressed that that's what you called it.
I think she's fabulous though. I'm just middle-aged, I forget. She mentioned a couple of Indian films that she had really enjoyed. So this is what I watch. So White Tiger on Netflix.
Yep.
It's like serious films. This is what I watch. Anyway. But that hadn't come up in my thingy. So sometimes Netflix decides what sort of person you are, and that's what's easy to find. Yep. It's all your algorithms or whatever, even on something like Netflix. So you have to get recommendations sometimes to kind of break the seal around the edges.
And it's great once you get a couple of those other titles that you like, but wouldn't have come up in your normal algorithm. Your algorithm readjusts, and hopefully there's lots of new ones.
It's like when your hubby borrows your computer and starts watching sports. There's lots of swearing. See, I might not be into pop culture, but I love to swear. Everybody is like a mixture of things. Anyway, my other thing that I was going to beg was this afternoon, because I was languishing in bed, feeling sorry for myself. I was looking for quilting podcasts for people that don't quilt by the rules. I couldn't find any. I found one that was called The Wonky Quilter. I'm so hopeful.
Now, when you say podcasts, do you mean just the audio, or do you mean a YouTube video?
A YouTube video.
Yeah.
But for example, knitters call them podcasts.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, podcasts for me are only audio.
Oh, okay. No.
This is a a vlog, or I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, excuse my language.
Oh, look at you! See, there goes the Victorian lady. Yeah, whatever. No, I mean with video on the YouTubes.
Yeah.
So I found this woman that was. She's called the Wonky Quilter. I'm so hopeful because I'm just not interested in following a pattern for a quilt, or my corners meeting, or oh, this is going to sound bad, or going to the shop and buying all new fabrics to quilt. I'm interested in people that kind of bend the rules, or make do, or just make wonky things that are full of creativity and that sort of thing. It's the creativity that appeals to me. So I've been able to find lots of tutorials for things, which is fine, but even sometimes they trick you, because they say like, you know, creative quilting, and then there are the rulers and they're cutting it straight. So anyway, I'm just saying, if anybody has a recommendation for a quilter that hopefully hand quilts rather than machine, like I like everything that's handmade, not with sewing machines.
I would just like to say that all my quilts start with rulers and cutting wheels and things. They never end up straight. My quilts are pretty wonky.
Yes. I think all quilts have an element of wonkiness, but I really like this idea that people just figure it out as they go. So anyway, I just for inspiration, because I find those things really inspirational. Anyway, so, you know, if you've come across someone and you're like, ooh, that's quilter was horrific. They didn't follow any rules. It was all wonky. They were tearing.
Recommend them.
Just recommend them. I'll be like, yeah.
Catherine is their audience.
I am their audience. Anyway, so I've been quilting. So this is the non-stitchy thing.
Do you need help?
Well, I'm not going to show it. So I'm just going to bring it up to say, I went to the, when we were at Stitch Witches, I was talking to Sue, one of the owners. And she was asking, oh no, what are you quilting? And so I said, oh, I'm calling it an almost Irish chain. And she said, oh, what do you mean? And so what I mean is that it was an Irish chain. And then I was like, oh, it's just a little bit monotonous now. So then it became something else. So I just put random bits of fabric all around the edges.
Very nice.
So it's all hand pieced. And, you know, second-hand fabric. Most of these are second-hand fabrics. I'm not buying new fabrics anymore because I'm now at the point where friends are giving me their old clothing, if it's 100% cotton. And I also buy shirts from the op shop. I'm outing Martin now because I buy shirts from the op shop and he gets first dibs. And what he doesn't like, I get to have. But I also have another friend who dresses very colourfully. And so he also gets first dibs because I think we should use things before we cut them up. So you get some amazing shirts. And of course, men's shirts are cotton.
Stunning men's shirts.
Amazing shirts, full of amazing colours. Almost like K facet fabric. So anyway, eventually I will get those shirts back.
I don't think you've actually got any shirts in this one though, do you?
I do in the backing. But for example, oh yeah, this was a shirt. This yucky mustard, but it's so good in quilts. I've got one other quilt with this. So this was a shirt. Yeah, so I'll ask Victoria to insert. It's very ugly, 2 little videos that I did earlier. Just with Martin and Christina holding them up.
Shut up. You shut up. Stop moving it.
But I'll just show you some of the fabrics. So this was a blouse that belonged to me. So this is the backing now. I've been making it bigger to fit. This was from an op shop. Oh, you can play the game. How many times am I going to say op shop? This was a men's shirt.
Sorry, the blue was a men's shirt.
Yeah, the blue was a man's shirt. So it's just a mixture of things. And every so often I'm like, oh, I'll put a big piece together. And so some of the grey is there. This was a lovely bed sheet that has done so well for our family. This was, it was a massive, sorry, you're kind of, Victoria's half smiling. But this was, it was a nightie for Sophia when she was little. And then, you know, I've made various things and there's always more left over. So anyway, I love these fabrics. So anyway, this is my quilt. So the backing and the front's finished. I'm just going to sandwich them and start quilting on that.
And by the sounds of it, I should be inserting some videos here that will show what they look like all spread out.
Yes, hopefully, yeah. Martin was being funny at the time. so I don't know what that looks like. So that's one thing I'm doing. The other thing I'm doing is I may have told you, I'm doing this 3D embroidery class with someone from Brazil, from Ecuador. So I'm trying to be a good girl. I've been following things and doing my homework. You had to be prepared. So I got all my threads ready because I didn't want to be the bad pupil. All my threads are ready.
I love how you've got them on your ramekins.
I know, right? I was trying to find out really cute things, but I couldn't. Ramekins were fast.
Ramekins are cute.
Yeah. I've done my quilting on these.
These are your mug rugs.
My mug rugs. I've just done 2. See? Man's shirt, bedding. That was the linen from the company. I'm not so keen on the quilting on this one because I was trying to be random. Turns out I don't really like random. So anyway, and the last thing I've sort of cast on today, I'm going to be making a jumper for my hubby. So I just did a swatch because I'm actually going to make it up as I go along. So this is Super Soft from, it's a Danish company.
So as a non-knitter, what's the swatch for?
This will tell me the look and feel of the wool. So for example, I've done this swatch with 3.5 millimeter needles. And of course, this is quite reasonably priced wool, very reasonably priced wool, certainly cheaper than anything I can buy in New Zealand. I'm trying to find the name of the company. But anyway, Super Soft, I can't see the... Super Soft is this type within their ranges. This still has the spinning oil in it, so you're supposed to wash it to see what you're going to end up with. So now, you can see, is that too open for your taste? Would you like the knit to be tighter? Is it going to be too airy? Is it going to let too much... Well, don't pull it. No stretching.
No stretching. I think that's lovely.
Yeah, so that's the first thing. It'll tell you if you knit it with these needles, will you like the fabric? Because you're creating fabric. Mm-hmm. And the second thing it'll do, I'll have to do maths and work out how many stitches I need, how many rows I need to knit, when I decrease, when I increase, all that taxing stuff. A bit taxing for my brain because I'm not so keen on maths.
I love the colour. I love that forest green.
Yes, so this is heathered. You can't quite see, but it's quite heathered, which means it has lots of speckles. And I bought 3 cones. And this is the thing that surprises me. I talked about the hierarchy of shopping. And so I try and buy New Zealand made. I try and buy New Zealand, then I try and buy Peruvian, then I try and buy British. But if I bought this cone here, I think it would cost me about $80 for 1 cone, because I bought 1 cone during lockdown. It wasn't the same, of course, but same meterage, and it was about $80. And I bought, I think, 3 cones, and it was $80 from this company. And the irony is that 50% of this is New Zealand wool. Because a lot of New Zealand wool is for export.
A lot of New Zealand produce full stop goes
Yes.
to export.
But also the wool, like our actual, to the actual customer point, is quite small for wool. Mm. So even though the Danish had to buy our wool to take it there to process it, it was still at least half as cheap. Half as cheap, half as expensive. It was at least half as cheap as it would have been from here. So
when you say you paid $80 for the 3, was that 80 New Zealand dollars or 80 whatever currency?
That's why I said at least half, because I can't remember.
Sure.
Because I think sometimes they just convert it to New Zealand dollars for you. Mm. So I had to pay for postage as well. So it came to 120 New Zealand dollars.
That's pretty good.
But that was still pretty good, considering that one of these cost me 80. And New Zealand does really great wool, but it does kind of, it's very the same. And because I do quite a lot of knitting, I like to try different things as well. And I do love heathery wools. So anyway, I've cast this on because you can't stitch in the car. I've been doing a lot of stitching, and knitting is the best thing for the car. So,
I can't do anything in the car. I get car sick.
Well, also you drive yourself.
True.
Yeah, so that's annoying.
Yeah, but the odd occasion where I am being driven,
You have to train yourself or have anti-nausea bands See if that helps.
Oh,
That might be worth.
it might be worth investigating.
Yeah, when you go to Invercargill, you could try that if the boss is driving.
Yeah, I'm sure the boss would love it if I pulled out my stitching on the way to a meeting.
While he's paying you, yeah, great. Yes. So that's it. I still have to do. I've just got my Black Lives Matter thing. That's finished, but I have to do Love is Love, and I actually sometimes you have to not do things because I'm not following patterns. I'm just kind of pulling out of my head. Sometimes it takes a day or two to think what you want to do. So what I've decided is that I'm going to put Love is Love here in the back of the shirt. I thought I would use rainbow colours.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, and there is something called something, I can't remember, but it's when you take the rainbow flag, but you also put black and brown, because that's one of the comments apparently at the moment is that Pride is all very well, but you're not including black and brown people. So you do what normally is considered the Pride flag and you add black and brown. So I'm going to do that.
Excellent.
So I'm excited about that. I've got my next idea now, so I can crack on with that. And that's it.
Excellent.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I have got 2 very small lines of stitching to show you. This is my, it's because people show their project bags. This is my Little Mermaid project bag.
Victoria was so excited about showing you this. I don't know
It
if this is the
was a
only
weekend.
reason she's doing it is because she gets to show this bag.
I've had this bag for some time. What have I done? So this is the ward-off doll that I've been working on. I haven't done anything to that head, but that might jog your memory. And Catherine bullied me into stitch.
I did bully her, it was great. Although maybe this is not funny. I encouraged her.
She encouraged
her
it.
heavily.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might have been something like, no, Victoria, you can't do anything else until you do your line. I'm a mum.
So what I have done is I have stitched the bum to the back piece. Now you will notice that there's a very large hole, but that's supposed to be there because I think the next bit is to stitch the back piece to the front piece, and then I stuff it through the bum hole.
Yeah. She just wanted to say that.
I did. But that is how far we've come on that on 2 weeks. Aren't you proud?
Well, but also, just the fact that you've got the bag.
I've got the bag. I found the
great.
thread.
Is that Gutermann?
It is Gutermann.
Very good brand. Very
Oh, we won't tell you that it's 100% polyester.
Such a disappointment.
But yeah, everything's all cut, ready to go.
I might make her do another line today because it's not late and we're supposed to be here until 9. So
Yeah, but Catherine's got a whole Spanish video to film too.
I'd forgotten about that. Oh my god, it's over 1 minute. I don't know if I have the energy for a Spanish video, but anyway.
Oh, we can do it later in the week.
So this is it. Let's see how
That's us.
many viewers we lose. Perimenopause.
So, if you've made it all the way through, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll
We'll see you
see you in a fortnight. Yeah.